This is Glenn Rice with Clearview Sewer Cams. Oops. This is Glenn Rice with Clearview Sewer Cams. We're located at 11009 Canby Ave, Porter Ranch, California, 91326. Today's July 10th, 2020. We're performing a video sewer inspection through a 4-inch ABS cleanout just to the left of the front door in the planter area, in the rosebush planter area. And went ahead and zeroed out our camera monitor. This is our rosebush planter area. This is our 4-inch ABS cleanout. This is towards our front door. This is our garage area, and it goes around towards the front of our property here. And we went ahead and zeroed out our camera monitor here. And we're going to go ahead and begin our video sewer inspection. Dropping down black ABS sewer pipe. And we immediately transition into vitreous clay. As you can see here, we're transitioning into vitreous clay. We do have an offset in the vitreous clay there, and that offset there is right around the 7 o'clock area, and it appears to be all the way around to about the 3 o'clock area. So we're just going to go ahead and push through this area, and as you can see, we do have another fairly large offset in this joint here. This offset is around the 9 o'clock area all the way around to about the 3 o'clock area. It does appear that we do have some root intrusion in this area, and this is right what appears to be right at the top of what appears to be possibly the test tee area. And I'm just going to go ahead and continue to push out. Let's take a good look at these joints. We do have a little bit of an offset in that joint there, but nothing major. The offset's at the top. I'm just going to go ahead and continue to push out. And again, as we push out here, you can see we do have a fairly large offset in this joint here. And you can see the pipe has completely shifted. You can see the full face of the pipe from about the 9 o'clock area all the way around to about the 3 o'clock. As you can see, as we're pushing in, we're dropping down into this area. So it has completely shifted there. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause for a moment and locate this area. Okay, we went ahead and located this area, and we are at 2 foot 9 inches deep, and this is just on the left-hand side of the driveway, at the end where the driveway meets the grass. And we did mark it with a red crayon on the driveway at 2 foot 9 inches deep. And as you can see here, as I mentioned, we do have a fairly large offset. We do have a little bit of a gap there at the top. You can see there, and you can see the full face of that pipe is exposed. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. And again, we do have another offset in this joint here from about the 7 o'clock all the way around to about the 2 o'clock. And we're going to make a little bit of a turn. And we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. And as you can see here, we do have some root intrusions in this joint. And what we're going to do is we're just going to push all the way out into our city sewer tie-in. And from there, we'll pull back and mark these areas.
Yeah.
And that joint there does appear to have some root intrusions. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. A little bit of cobwebs in that joint there. That joint does appear to be in fair condition. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. And again, we do have some root intrusions, as you can see in these joints. And we get about from the 9 o'clock, and we have about some root intrusion in the 3 o'clock area. It does appear that we do have a lot of roots that are bedding down on the top of the pipe there, and as you can see, they're kind of dangling down. As we pass through, you can see the roots on right on the 9 o'clock area. You can see the roots bedded up against the pipe. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. As we push out, it does appear that we do have some more root intrusions in this joint. We're going to continue to push out, and again, more root intrusions in this joint as well. And then as we push out here, we do have a joint here. This joint here has quite a bit of root intrusion in this joint from about the 9 o'clock all the way around to about the 3 o'clock area. A lot more roots in this joint here. Possibly recommend having the line hydrojetted and re-inspected. Take a good look at the joints. And this joint as well has roots. Again, as I mentioned, we're just going to push all the way out into our city sewer tie, and then we'll pull back from there and mark some of these areas. So we do have some root intrusions in these joints here. And again, as you can see in this area here, we do have quite a bit of roots in this joint as well. Just going to continue to push out. And as you can see, we have more root intrusions in these joints. So again, we're just going to continue to push out. And this joint here, it does appear that we do have a break. As you can see there at the 3 o'clock area, around to about the 6 o'clock area there, you can see a section there that has a crack in it, and it's broken. As you can see, that joint there does have a break in that joint. So as we pull back, we'll mark that area. We'll pause here for a moment. Okay, we went ahead and located this area, and it was at 5 foot 8 inches deep on the left-hand side of the driveway in the grass area. And we did mark it with an orange flag to identify the area. And this is just about, in the grass area, it's about 3 feet from the sidewalk. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. And again, as I mentioned, multiple root intruded joints in the vitreous clay. We do recommend possibly having the line hydrojetted and re-inspected. And as you can see here, it does appear that we're transitioning into our 6-inch vitreous clay line here. So this is our 4 to 6 inch transition in our sewer line. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. A little bit of an offset in that joint back there. And we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. A little bit of an offset in this joint here, but again, nothing major. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. That joint appears to be in fair condition. That joint appears to be in fair condition. That joint appears to be in fair condition. We do have a little bit of debris in our camera monitor there. What we're going to do is we're going to see if we can get a toilet flush or run a sink for a second. We're just going to pause here for a moment.
Want me to go tell him?
Okay, we went ahead and flushed the toilet to help clean our camera lens. And as you can see, we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. And that joint there does appear to be in fair condition. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. Continue to push out. And that joint appears a little bit of an offset in that joint there, but nothing major. We'll make a little bit of a turn. And we're transitioning into our city sewer tie-in. So we're going to pause here for a moment. So we're going to go ahead and pull back. And as I mentioned, we took a good look at the vitreous clay, our 6-inch vitreous clay. And all our 6-inch vitreous clay all appeared to be in fair condition. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pull back to our 4 to 6 transition where our 4-inch vitreous clay sewer pipe transitions into our 6-inch vitreous clay sewer pipe. And we're going to locate that area and mark that area. So we're just going to continue to pull back. All these joints here all appear to be in fair condition. No visible signs of root intrusions or breaks. Just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And that joint looks good. That joint appears to be in fair condition. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. A little bit of an offset in that joint there, but again, nothing major. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause here for a moment. And this does appear to be our 4 to 6 transition here. So we're going to pause here for a moment and locate this area. Okay, we went ahead and located this area, and this is just right at the edge of the sidewalk and the grass area on the left-hand side of the driveway. And we did mark this area 5 foot 7 inches deep. And as you can see, this is our 4 to 6 inch transition. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And we did mark this area here, the break here. As you can see, there's a break in this joint here. And that break there is from about the 3 o'clock down to about the 5 o'clock area. And we do have root intrusions in that joint. All the vitreous clay from this point all the way back all appear to have root intrusions in the joints, which makes it very difficult to see the condition of the joints. So what we recommend is possibly having the line hydrojetted and re-inspected. And so we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And again, as you can see, as we pull back, you can see all these joints appear to have root intrusions. Some larger than others, but all the joints do appear to have root intrusions. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. Okay, we're going to continue to pull back, and again, more root intrusions in these joints. So we're just going to go ahead and pull back. Yeah, more root intrusions in these joints. Making a little bit of a turn. And we did mark this area here on the left-hand side of the driveway, and this is just next to the rosebush plant area in the grass. On the left-hand side of the driveway, I'm sorry, next to the rosebush bushes in the grass area. And we did mark this area with an orange flag. In this area here, as you can see, we do have a fairly large offset in this joint. I'm just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. As you can see, it does appear that possibly a test tee in this area, or it does appear that the top of that pipe there had been broken open at one point. And we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. We're pulling back into black ABS sewer pipe, and this is our clean out riser here. And we're going to go ahead and continue to pull back, and that will conclude our video sewer inspection.